Oh, they carry come. This one's strong. And of course, it's strong because the Nigerian lawmakers don't come out. Don't they beg UK, please, UK, please, make you show mercy on former Senate Deputy Senate President Ekweremadu. We get matter, as a matter of fact, judgment don't play out. We get matter with the British. I want to say, here in wife, they find them guilty of harvesting human organ. And according to what the Senate come and talk, the Senate talk say, okay, in their own unanimous adoption, they talk say, make UK, make them consider the kind of relationship where they get together as countries. Do it, give Ekweremadu their wife, make them consider them. And according to what the Senate President talks, the President talks, say, he write letter give the judiciary, the British judiciary, based on this matter. Say, this matter, because of this person, a respected person for our country. Because of this person, a person will say, we they hold high as a political figure. Say, make them consider that, make them at least say, no, they will establish some form of relationship, where we say in the long run, at least, we don't have to transfer and come here, a bit to, in fact, do anything so that make the punishment not too day heavy on them. So now within the Senate, that actually they plead for be that. And of course, Uncle JD, without wasting time, we could just switch them over to you. The issue of Ekweremadu and wife, based on this harvesting of human organ, we say we play out. Now something we say we don't follow up before now, and eventually the matter don't play out today. The judgment. And then looking at waiting the Senate don't come across to the come they plead on his behalf, on the behalf of his family. Waiting with that, waiting you go feel point out from this. Shouldn't I say now eye service the Senate they do? I've been said they actually look away where they say they will fit, balance the situation so the punishment don't go too day heavy on the Senate and the former Deputy Senate President.
In this country, it is a curse to be a poor man. A poor man does not exist in the minds of our politicians and our elite. And I will explain. Okay. I will explain them in detail. Just give me time. Okay. See, this thing where Ekweremadu won't do, everybody they talk Ekweremadu, they talk in wife, they talk in daughter. Share because the person they want harvest in organs, because he be poor man where they sell phone parts for Ikeja. That's why nobody knows that the Nigerian government, the Senate, and whatever should be interested in justice for the man. The man, as a Ekweremadu, they go jail, that guy is also going to be traumatized. I am hoping that the Nigerian embassy sent a representative to the trial to protect the interests of that man. Do you understand what I'm saying? He did not commit a crime. He is a victim. Because bottom line is, whether it's 15 or 18, at 21, you took this man from here to go and remove one of his kidneys without him knowing in full. Under which arrangement, I don't know. Whether, most likely, money exchange hands. That's what this is all about. Even the judge during the trial was saying that they were surprised that Ekweremadu did not even know this guy. So you want to take a young boy to go and get his kidney removed to save your own without thinking of the repercussions on that guy. What are we talking about? Is it only big men that are in this country? The answer is no. That boy's interest, what is going to happen to him, the government should be answering that question now. Is he going to come back to Nigeria? Is he going to be secured? If he stays in the UK, what will he do? Has he been traumatized? A boy who never traveled before found himself in the UK. The doctors, when they begin to tell him the whole truth, waiting go happen to him, he can't run. He can't run, go police station. Where is the boy now? So we need to put things properly. The thing is that all this big manism, what will they do in this country? It has become a sin to be a poor man. Let me tell you, Nkubi and Ochuko. Supposing Ekweremadu was not a Nigerian, if he had been some British citizen, wouldn't it be us that would be shouting that there must be justice for that boy? Has the Senate said anything about the boy? No. All they want to do is to protect their own. I do not have anything against Ekweremadu, but I believe in justice for all. He committed the crime, the boy did not. Have the Senate written a letter asking that boy's interest, those who said government should interfere? Yes, government should interfere on behalf of that boy who was taken from his country to remove his kidney. We need to put these things in perspective. And because of the way we are, too much eye service, we never tell ourselves the truth.
Sir JD,
yes.
You go point one part where we say a lot of Nigerians not really they want put into consideration. I like the way you point that part. Where. So I believe say you don't prick the conscience of some persons when they watch us. Nah, to know say we they always they point to Ekweremadu. What about the boy?
The boy.
Make we look the matter as we they talk now. So I believe say within a short while from now, report go start to the come outside for waiting they happen.
Waiting they happen, yes.
So now we could just put them into plain terms, first, from your own understanding of the way the UK judicial system they work. You feel say waiting our Senate they like plea for clemency. You feel say it get the way they feel give a soft landing.
I have said this before and I'm saying it again. The way the Nigerian government and the way the Nigerian Senate and other people have reacted to this case, if care is not taken, will complicate the case.
How?
I can imagine the judge saying that, so you are such an important person in your country, you're a deputy Senate president, and you are a lawyer, and you did this, we will use you as an example. We don't know these things. Sometimes we just do things to fulfill our righteousness. Everybody is doing eye service to say, we supported you. You don't know that some of these things can also complicate. And then the British judicial system, the other day, the Prime Minister did not use his seatbelt. He was indicted.
Wow.
What do you want? So when you now do, what do you want? You want the Speaker of the Parliament to write a letter to the court? What are you talking about? What are you talking about? If there's any move to be made after judgment, you can then be walking behind the ropes to say, let him come and complete his sentence here, of which you and I know that then go say he did Maiduguri prison, but if he did one guest house and so on, these are the things that.
So wait, in other way they try to tell us say the only plea when Nigeria government fee plea now to say okay, make the letter called serve the rest part of the sentence for Nigeria.
These are ropes. See, unfortunately for Ekweremadu, this crime is personal.
Yes.
Okay.
If it had been involved espionage, official documents, maybe they say it's a different case. This one is personal. Him and his wife is personal and it's criminal. The Western world have complete intolerance for zero tolerance for anything that involves harvesting and all these things. Somebody even phoned into my program on radio the other day and said the government should go and find a way how the Peking go get kidney. Now only Peking get kidney problem. I have a friend who has a kidney problem. He's been looking for a donor. We must learn to treat our people equally. If the politicians, all these senators themselves, if they have been up to their acts, we would have been able to do this thing here with a lot of ease. Yeah. It's even done, though. In St. Nicholas and the Drum, it's done here. The other hospitals is done here. But if they had, we would have had first-class facilities. There would have been no need for him to go and do it abroad. So let us know, when we analyze these things, that the life where Ekweremadu Peking gets is the same life where this boy gets. Ekweremadu committed a crime, the boy did not. The boy is now going to be punished for not committing a crime. I expect the boy to sue him after all this. Oh yes, sue him. The boy's family should sue him, of course. The boy that boy, he can never be the same again. He can never be the same again. If you take him back to Nigeria, he can't be the same again. If you leave him there, he can't be the same again. I expect the boy to sue him.
Wow. Anyway, Uncle JD, just as we talk, make we just allow this particular issue, make it rest, because when we come back from this particular break, Ochiko will give us the next story and we'll pick them out from there. But right about now, make we go for this quick break. When we come back from this break, the matter continues as it is hot. Center will talk about that. The government, okay, we don't hear. They will seal up their ear. When they
You know, my best conversations are the ones that are the warmest.
It's nothing but God. Like, what if you never get to blow? Like, what if you never make it in life? What do you want to do with your life?
A lot of men, divorce is rampant.
It's not just about the interview, but about the connection.
I was a props man, the car props man. I was a producer.
Wow.
Sweet, I'll be like,
I can't play a part, you can't play my part.
You know, we have a lot of great conversations on With Today, but there are some of them that I say you have to watch.
Until you normalize mistake, you will never enjoy your life.
Yes.
Dr. Makinde said, Nikki, this is prolapse.
But there was no one to take care of me.
I don't want to break down. Ow.
With Trudy showing Sundays 5 p.m. on wazobiamax TV.
We're back with another exciting episode of BJ Game Changer! Here we capture success from different perspectives. I'm your host with the most, Sheyi Banigbe, and you're about to go on a ride of a lifetime. Then the pay wasn't fantastic.
Now 30K, I got 30K for my first job, and that was a lead role.
Oh my gosh.
To succeed, you must be willing to be misunderstood.
It's easier for people to become famous.
Yeah.
But it's also easier for you to lose it.
Tons of ideas bubbling in your head.
Idea. Oh.
Yes, it's game time, people! Egule egudu! Agbe amo ekale!
Binging with Game Changers, Sundays 5:30 p.m. Showing on wazobiamax TV.
Talk about that. Just like say the government something down here. They will seal up their ear. Once they seal up their ear, they will go back to sleep.
Welcome back again. In case you still dey think, say where you dey, you still dey on top wazobiamax TV. And this na as idiot. We won't carry leg waka enter inside our next talk. This one, it concerns National Association of Resident Doctors. They don't boss out the verse and knock their chests like gorilla with the para. Say, wetin go make the Minister of Labour and Employment, Dr. Chris Ngige, come outside the talk, say, them get entitlement mentality. Oh, but this English big well. Entitlement mentality. So this very word now come make them the verse because the doctor, the minister, talk plenty things when he be say, them, they carry for their head, say they want to do. He say, in fact, everything what they demand for, he don't give out to them. They say they increase their salary, they increase out to like 200% increment, but still, they come outside say, no, it's not good for them. Say even doctors them, when they do something, will be like in doctor field, they're not they go IT. You get where they go practice their doctorship. I won't break that down so that everyone mama go understand. He said even when they pay their money safe. Plus all this one, they want threaten, say if they not increase their salary with this 40%, they go on strike. So strike there they go. This now what Chris Ngige call the para for. The doctors they don't come outside say that word entitlement mentality, they're not like them at all. Chris Ngige able to say, well, if una no so na no go fit cope. Make una jackpa. No problem. So this now the matter I want to check our eye put from the part of the minister and the part of National Association of Resident Doctors. Make we check eye put how to strike a balance. But I will still turn to our honorable, the Ekweremadu himself. Sir, na sir go dey put. I don't know uncle na sir. Sir Jimmy Disu. We don't hear within Chris Ngige talk. Make we first talk about that word first. Entitlement mentality. That's not the right word when it's supposed to use for them based on their own antecedent, the National Association of Resident Doctors, their demands and all that.
As he used the word for them, may I go use that same word for him and in colleagues. Those who are political office holders, House of Assembly, House of Reps, Senate, don't be sense of entitlement they get with the kind of money where they can't go home. What are we talking about here? The thing is that it will continue like this until the disparity between public office holders and professionals, until the gap is narrowed. Look at what a House of Reps is said to be getting. Up till now, we cannot put our finger on it. Look at what work does a senator do that can be comparable to what a surgeon does. And the issue is not how much you give them. The main issue that even the doctors are afraid and all other professionals are afraid to hit the head on the nail is the gap. It's not what you give them. It's the gap. I could not have gone to university study medicine 20 years later, one political, whatever it is, because it about everybody, he can't do for reps. He's now getting 5 times what I'm getting. It's not just doctors, it's the lecturers. In the case of the judges, because you need these judges for political cases, you have made life comfortable for them. Why don't you do the same thing for doctors? Does a judge do more work than a doctor?
These demands, enough is bogus to considering the demand for 200% of the current gross salary.
My brother, let me tell you.
Doctors want the immediate withdrawal of
these doctors have been shying away from what is happening underneath. Professionals in this country are very angry. And you know it. You've been reading it in the papers, those who are bold enough to say. It's not so much what you give me. It's the gap between the amount of inputs that I put in my job and what you give political office holder, then get to head. Answer me now, then get to head. A political office holder, before you know anything at all, you don't buy SUV, you don't buy everything. A doctor is still struggling to get car loan to buy an ordinary saloon car. That's where the problem lies. The same thing applies to the lecturers. But let me now sound a note of warning. The new NLC that you have now, led by Ajaero. Led by Ajaero.
Yeah, Ajaero.
Just wait and see.
Okujedi, still on this
Wait
matter.
and see. Because the politicians, most of our politicians are the most wicked on the face of the earth. You take care of yourselves, you take care of your family. You send your children to private universities, you send your children to school abroad, and bind the rest of us to the Philistines. See how long universities were closed. They said they want doctors after you've served to do 5 years as long. But if they want to go alongside draconian laws, they should also pass the one that says that once you're in public office, you must use Nigerian hospitals. They must also pass one that says that you cannot allow all children of political office holders must go to school, which is, of course, is not possible. But you can see the mentality. A man stands up in the house of judge says casually, you will lock a doctor down here for 5 years. For what? You said that, okay, because his training took so and so. I see. Do you know how much it costs us to maintain just one house of rep? Do you know what then they do? Then go make sure, say, each one of them did this committee, that committee, assign vehicle, assign this, and do all kinds of things. Have you not seen a lot of your lecturers where they enter Keke Napep and they enter Danfo, professor? If we don't have a correct measuring system that places a premium on your productivity, you will continue to have this unrest.
Uncle J, the quick one. Looking at this particular matter, let's still bring it down to the issue of sense of this entitlement thing. Of course, for the Minister of Labour to come out, also come react, that is Chris Ngige. Maybe something we don't play out, because I know so prior before now, they don't get back and forth strike, where we say they will get several
Ngige is a bad public speaker and a bad administrator. And I will tell you why. Do you know that this same Ngige, where they talk, one time he referred to doctors where they do this thing as my children. That is not how a public officer should talk. Do you understand?
He's a senior colleague of the class.
No, you don't even refer. You must show. You must show. When you are in public office, you must show respect to everybody. How would I be a qualified medical doctor and the minister is referring to me as his child? How? That in itself is an insult.
But what I try driver to say, sense of entitlement. Should not also to say, looking at the previous meeting where they go down hard, where they go down get in the past, and of course, and also coming to a resolve. And that resolve, of course, I won't believe they don't settle them. But you know also to say, maybe because of say the demand coming from the medical doctors or from this particular association, it don't they do overwhelming. Not to say we never actually.
It will be more than overwhelming as long as the cocoa of the matter is not addressed, which is the increasing gap. That is where the problem lies. If for example, we say that a legislator should earn the salary, for example, of a director in the Ministry of a Permanent Secretary, there will be no problem because do you understand, will be at par. But some people, their salaries, because political office, they up there. Where we can't, do you know how much work a doctor puts? Go to general hospital and see how doctors work.
Me, I just feel say sometimes the way they bring them, it go make somebody feel say an entitlement because of say federal government just talks okay they go increase civil servants their salary. Now immediately that one come outside, we just hear them just say why they not include them. Put the next thing you don't start to push your demand. So the time when they push their demand, sometimes it go come make the other person say why don't you get your act right? Push your own demand. Why must this word now bring about your own agitation?
There is something you call optics. You know that in life, perception and reality, then be
of course.
When you say you will increase that of
civil servants,
why did you not increase that of the doctors?
Maybe although strike now, they don't go into a separate agreement with
doctors. There is a mutual suspicion. I've told you what it is. Each one of them, most of us don't even trust our public officers. True or false?
Of course.
So there is a mutual mistrust between us. And if you look at the attitude, I don't know, the man sitting on the other side officially, apart from access to other things, is telling you to cool your own, cool your own.
Do you know, you want push us to agree to your terms?
Do you know, look, the truth is that Nigerians are not well remunerated. Well, let me tell you this. It's good that you mentioned it. When we left university, once you go for your houseman, your housemanship, yes. Housemanship, you get your car loan. Brand new car. You get your car loan. We will spend 3 years to do bachelors. You go for youth corps, you go to start your job level 8, you get your car loan. Doctors come in at level 9 when you are doing your houseman because you would have spent 5 years. Your houseman is the 6th year. When you begin to take it from that, look at the plight of the doctors now, or any other person's plight. Look at what we are doing to our teachers. Look at what we are doing to our lecturers. It is that disparity has brought about the mistrust. He is accusing them of having a sense of entitlement. They are accusing them of having a sense of entitlement. Like, you people don't carry all the money, minus the one where they cookie jar, where most people believe, say, it is at their disposal. So it's a mistrust amongst parties, and I don't blame them. Government itself, how many of the agreements has government honored that you have with these doctors?
Uncle JD, make we just wrap this matter here, because if we continue with this matter as they go, everywhere we all the hits they go. Make we go straight into the next story, and this one they come from the former that is the former Catholic Archbishop of Abuja, John Onaiyekan. John Onaiyekan don't come out. Don't look the matter where concern the tribunal and the inauguration of the president-elect for this particular month, May 29. They come out and say, look, say, it go there ideal, make them look into tribunal, make sure say the tribunal case to the address before they say they swear in anybody into political position. Or to say, okay, a tribunal cannot be going on, and yet that tribunal where actually they cause problem. On top, you can't they say one swearing somebody, they will say now that because of that tribunal they on. Well, as you talk that in the spokesperson of that is the president-elect, the likes of Festus Kiamu and Femi Fanika, they can't come out, can't they talk say this can't talk where Bishop Naiko they talk say they don't even like us. Make it just say based on saying respected person will say waiting for religious life. Make it just maintain in lane, respect itself. Say this kind of talk, you know, suppose they put man for this kind of make it just respect itself. Make it allow things to play out the way it's supposed to play out. Okay, coming from a reputable individual like this, Uncle JD, and looking at the fact, say, the election will actually bring in the president-elect Bola Tinubu. In the course of this thing, a lot of people, of course, Nigerians don't talk, say, a lot of Nigerians talk, say, they're not happy with the whole process. But looking at what Onaiyekan touch, and looking at the fact, say, we get constitution. What will be the defining factor here? Shey it is say, waiting Onaiyekan they talk, now such way the system suppose hold before they proceed with any other thing.
You know, like it's typical, you know, also for Fanika Ode and Kayamo. They just get into hysteria without studying the content of what is actually being said. Did Onaiyekan say that they should stop the inauguration of May 29 until he did not say so, and he cannot say so. What he is saying, which I agree with, is that it doesn't make, it's a matter of common sense that you have a process that allows you to swear in, not even the president, even the governor, without the process being seen through. The electoral process starts with the election and ends with the court case. So while the process is on, it doesn't make sense for you to swear. You might as well have sworn in him on the day of the election. So what is he saying, and what are some other people saying? Let us have a system where the process will be seen through, even if it means having an election a year to the time. So that by the time you are swearing in a president, it's not going to be bogged down by all this. Then does the talk. In what state of mind do they think the president-elect will be when he knows that he might be removed? Okay, all the decisions that he takes, all the things he signs for, this and that, and so on and so forth, would they be legally binding if he's eventually removed? Because if you say, if he's removed 3 months after his tenure by the court, all the things that has been done for the 3 months is nullified by implication.
A similar thing supposed to happen for Kenya.
It still doesn't make it doesn't make it right. I don't like the
president in place.
I don't like the idea. I know.
Still remove
I know, but it is untidy. That's what we are saying. This case will go to is end. You can't do anything. May 29, you have to swear in this guy.
Yes.
But going forward.
Okay, in the project, going forward,
that's what the man said.
A system.
You can't halt the process in the middle of the game, because whether you like it or not, Baba has to go by May 29. Whether you like it or not, he has to go by May 29. Yes. And this man somebody has to be sworn, take over, and that will be this guy.
Uncle Jedi, I want quickly chip in something based on this. Looking at waiting on Onaiyekan talk, you know to say, of course, we know how strong the executive power is. And the moment somebody takes the position of the president, any other way they happen, it is very hard for you to say you won't commode that person from that position. You know to say based on that particular factor. That's why he talks, say, this particular matter we concern tribunal. Make the first resolve them. Make them know where this tribunal go end. Before they go say they swear in anybody. Shouldn't that fear factor say, once this person enter, it might be impossible?
Well, we all know the power. We know the imagined power of a president and the real power of a president. What do I mean? We know the limitations of a president on paper, but we know where the reality stands. And you cannot blame anybody for having a fear that the moment the man becomes president, he will not use his influence. That's not to say that the judges will succumb, but you will not blame anybody. I didn't say he will do so, but you will not blame anybody for thinking in that manner. So what does it do? It taints justice. Because even if he wins on merits, people will be saying, after all, he was the president. Do you understand what I'm saying? So, yeah, that's why we need to tidy up. And this, what's his name now? This spokesperson. They're not spokespersons anymore. You know, the council has been dissolved.
Yeah, they don't dissolve the pieces.
So Festus Keyamo should go back and do the work that we paid him for. As for Femi Fadeka, let him go and find another fish to fry. You should not be. You see, that is why I said just this morning that the moment Tinubu became a president-elect, he should have brought in another spokesperson. Calm. If I were his spokesperson, I would not react. Onaiyekan gave his opinion It's not time for me to react. As long as Onaiyekan did not say that, stop the process, which he cannot. You can't stop this process. Legally, you cannot. You cannot. So, Onaiyekan did not say that. What he just said is that what we are doing is crazy. And therefore, the man himself, he spoke to, well, nobody spoke to persons. They should not have reacted. Even if they had to, the mature thing to say was that he has given an opinion, but the law must follow his course. You don't need to tell him he should not do this, and he should, after all, you abuse the man, and nobody go carry all kinds of bishops the other day. I mean, you get what I'm saying? Yeah. Can't we have a discussion without insulting people? The man is now the president-elect. He is father of all. He is no longer an APC candidate. He needs a new set of people. You don't need an AK-47 now. You need an armor shield. You need to show to people that you can, you're a man of peace. You can absorb all. You will allow freedom. Because these people, in their own reaction, are beginning to lay the grounds that it will become difficult to criticize this man as he becomes president. My advice to him, yesterday, for example, I saw the APC publicity secretary on TV. Yes. It was a pleasure watching him, even though I didn't agree with him. Very decent. It's no longer a fight. It's no longer a fight. Onaiyekan is not the candidate. He gave his opinion. As a citizen of this country, it's a right. And I don't know why we don't even respect people and institutions. Do you get what I'm saying? I don't know why
you don't really point out something. Say sometimes it can be like say now still the PCC now still they hit up the policy, because if you look at now from Keyamo, now this very speech really.
If they did not react, Onaiyekan would not have made front page.
Yeah, I worked front page. Yes,
I've worked in the newspaper all my life.
Yes,
it is their reaction that put Onaiyekan's this in, because what Onaiyekan said is what everybody has said.
Of course. We want to even see Chukmat for one matter where they pari pursue with this very one. And waiting be the matter now, waiting military just come as I call talk. Today, it turned to boss for everywhere. But then again, this very matter, military, they don't come as I the threat now, say that they won against plot to disrupt May 25th swearing in inauguration. That now waiting we took our mad put. Immediately we come back from this small chickily break, our throat all the dry, we'll go take our agbalumo juice, take pef truth. So that when we come back, we feel ask, sir, well, not go anywhere. As it is today.
Center will talk about that. Just like say the government something we don't hear. They will seal up their ear. Once they seal up their ear, they will go back to sleep.
Every day, plenty things they happen for this our country.
But on top politics and leadership, now there plenty matter day to settle.
Waiting government they talk, and the one where politicians come they do so.
On top the matter, as they take affect country people, now there we don't carry on and enter inside so.
Cocoa of the matter. Politicians, experts, and our leaders, they go touchlight the matter give us.
You self, go chook mouth, talk your own. For
Cocoa of the matter.
Cocoa of the matter. Showing Tuesdays and Thursdays, 7 p.m. on wazobiamax TV.
It's exciting.
Shopping voucher of 50,000 naira from work. Yes. This is a saving show. Yes.
It's thrilling.
We have an account balance of 10,370,000 naira.
It's suspenseful.
30 seconds and counting.
It's the Big Family Dream TV game show. 16 families go head-to-head to win a dream prize of a 3-bedroom apartment.
This show right here is where all your dreams come to life.
They have to manage a 10 million naira budget first.
This is where the Wahala starts.
The family with the highest balance wins. Who will win?
Oh my day!
Who will drop off? Find out on the Big Family Dream TV show.
The Big Family Dream Game Show. Showing Sundays, 8 p.m. on wazobiamax TV.
just like say the government some people don't hear. They will seal up their ear. Once they seal up their ear, they will go back to sleep.
Welcome back again. We still there on top as the odds. We talked this matter before we jump into that small cheekily break. Say immediately we come back and to rush enter the last matter where we carry for our hand here. And wait till me this day. Now the matter we consign Nigerian military. They don't come outside, come warn. They nag their chest like gorilla. They warn all Nigerians. Say against plot to disrupt May 29th swearing in inauguration. Now Major given a little brief. The defense headquarters for Abuja on Thursday, they don't want to draw here where give Nigeria, especially politicians, where we say they want plan to disrupt the inauguration of the President-elect Bola Tinubu on May 29th. Say in case you dey think I beg, you carry yourself, zip yourself inside, zip and close, because they go there on ground to balance, face anybody we think of, say they want to disrupt the swearing-in ceremony. And also, they still use that take clear their position and their stand. Say they know they won't take away the place of police when are them supposedly they front line to make sure say sanity day. Say but they go just day corner to make sure say any wuru anybody will want raise the head it not take place at all. So this over and over with the year plenty warnings they come from the military angle. Why this plenty warning they come out? He be like say that they hear stories say. Some set of people, some things that won't happen during the swearing-in ceremony. That's not the big question we try to ask. We still get our Ogbonge Ekweremadu for the house here with us. Sir, Jimmy Disu still there with us. Sir, why this warning they come over and over and over again? Say make anybody not think of causing any kind of plot against the swearing.
You know, when you run governance, public, whatever, you do things with the aim of achieving something. If the military thinks that the aim of this is to scare away those who might be planning it.
Reverse psychology.
Reverse psychology. I would say, sorry, you have gotten it wrong. What you are doing is you are showing fright, you are showing panic, you are showing that that's the way it comes across. They show like say, it be like say, you know they in too much control. Because if you get wind, say some people, they plan something, I expect that all the security forces put together, by now, will be able to identify who is doing what. So if you have an inkling of all that, with intel and everything, you're supposed to move in. So when they shout like this, it means say I'm sorry to put it, I don't mean it in derogatory words. You don't know what you're doing. You don't know what you're going to confront. You are scared. You are frightened. Do you understand what I'm saying? You're scared, you're frightened. Whoever uses this as a tactic is getting it wrong. May 29 is supposed to be a joyous day. Of course. It's supposed to be a day when Nigerians should be happy. Okay, it's supposed to be a day when we will have another opportunity to get things right. Now, the way you are going about it, you are giving the signals to the foreign press, your investors, what you say they look for, that all is not well.
There's tension.
That's what you're doing. People read these things and they read them thoroughly. If I were to write, I was a consultant to the Americans, for example, the kind of report I will be giving that there is more than meets the eye in what's going on. It looks as if something might happen because you already laid the precedents. If, like I said, if you were planning, if you felt that some people are planning something, which is possible, by now I expect that you should have known them. By now I expect that you could have pulled them in. Do you understand what I'm saying? Even name and shame, if possible, to say, we've taken these people in, we are investigating them. You see, one problem we had for 8 years with the Buhari government is a lack of coordination. You saw that happen in the Sudan matter. To get everybody out became a problem. Yes. The same thing happens. And I hope that the incoming president-elect, I hope he will be able to run what then they call a hands-on synchronized government. Did the military clear this statement with the presidency? I would love to know. Was this decided at presidency level that, okay, military, you'll be, because the other day, DSS2 issued warning.
Yes.
We had some people are planning to go to court with frivolous cases. It's none of your business whether a case is frivolous. It's for the court to decide. And it's within people's rights to go to court.
Yep.
I can go to court tomorrow and say, I want to appear in front of justice, so I want you to stop that May 29 something. You can't lock me up for that. It's within my rights. It's the court that will then say, no, you have no local standing. The military should just take it easy and not panic. They should gather their intel and be strategic in releasing information. The days when you'll be backing at people, those days no longer exist. People do not have that kind of fear of the military that they had way back when military first came. When they back, you jump, you ask how high. These days, people are getting, and I'm sorry to use the word, you remember say Fela Kuti talk say uniform na cloth na tailor dey sew am. That uniform is no longer frightening anybody. And that has been shown. If you look at the thing what happened, for example, in Niger Delta and so on and so forth, we even found cases where bloody civilians were more tactical than the military. So that thing is gone. Those tactics don't work again. Let it go on. If there is anything to be feared, issue a measured statement.
Memo,
a statement that gives people confidence in you. That we like everybody to go about their business. I assure you that nothing is going to happen, even if you think something is going to happen.
You see this like another strategy of show of force, maybe show of force.
Has show of force ever worked?
They try to work on the psyche of Nigerians. They say, look, on that very day, in case you get this kind of
okay, so let me break it down for you. You want to do show of force to who? Do you think that if there is anybody planning something, it will not also be amongst them? You think that the person will go plan, I'm not going to get see finished?
What if it's a part of their model? Is it part of their tactical training? Say
it cannot be part of their training to have one suit fits all. You need to look, if you are going to war, the tactics are different. Don't forget that the power of the word is very strong. And with the advent of the social media and so on and so forth, the tactics must change.
Uncle Jade, I want to quickly jump into it. Okay, looking at the same issue, is it because of course we get respect for our militaries, we get respect for our DSS. But looking at some countries we don't play out in the recent time about some kind of statement being issued out by the DSS and this one also, is it that the military or the DSS don't get control over themselves, or should somebody call the shot for them to talk, say, give this directive, do this thing like this? Because the military, as we know, supposed they're independent, also feel they get every intelligence to feel say, okay, see, we know where the problems they we could just go fish them out. Looking at how strong they were as military regime. But this particular issue, is it the problem, say, they don't get a control of themselves. I mean, as somebody, they actually internally, they call the shot of waiting they happen.
I wish you could take your mind back. In the days of the military government, you had a better structured rhetoric and action. The greatest, ask anybody in the intelligence industry, their biggest problem is political interference. People who have no idea of how these things go, and because of their political position, will be dictating. It's the same problem that some media people too have. Those of us in our own industry, if you're a spokesperson, did you not hear in this country that the wife of a president was telling the spokesperson that, can you not be abusing all these people? The wife who is not, was saying that, and they were trying to explain to her that it doesn't work that way, but she used her influence to go and bring a bully. And at the end of the day, the husband lost the election. Political interference is the bane. Our military are one of the best. We have people in intelligence that we relate to. They are one of the best, but their biggest problem, the operatives, they will tell you. So who do you think are in these security people? You have one of the best brains, PhD, masters in this, masters in that, international relations. but the people who could be directing them for the presidency now could be somebody we don't know in left from in right. So political interference is the biggest problem that they have, yes.
So maybe we just try to the round up and the wrap up. So basically, what do you think said the military, the parastatals, and all that supposed to do at this time? We see them as a very sensitive time because the criticism, different talks and all that, they come at as against May 29th. So as a military body, what are they supposed to do at this time if you go give them that advice?
You know that a lot of these things will be coming from the present government will defer to the incoming government. So a lot of these fillers, I'm sure, are coming from that side. What I will tell these people is that to tie a rope around a chicken and pull it is a very difficult job. The rope go they shake, the chicken neck not go stand for one place. So it's left to them to solve that riddle.
Anyway, Uncle JD, make it for no loss at least. You don't sum them up the way you're supposed to sum them up, and I don't say our viewers where they're there right now, we don't talk say too much wisdom there Uncle JD head, and that make me actually to make me talk say look, men are just carrying a pen and paper because a lot of information will come out from Uncle JD, and I don't see it so if now one learn, I know say now we don't learn by now. Anyway, of course, we don't now here we go actually wrap up today's edition of As It Dey Hot, the Friday edition with Uncle JD. And we will come back once again on Monday with another beautiful edition. But before we say bye-bye, may I first collect this handshake from Uncle JD. Uncle JD, thank you very much for coming around, for coming to give us so much wisdom.
Thank you.
Make us still collect my own.
You collect the
No,
you extend the hand give you. So, Uncle JD, thank you once again for always honoring our invitation. So, our viewers, thank you very much for also being a part of this. We will do this once again on Monday until Monday come. From our humble self and my brother, Ochuko. What's be that your title name, sir?
Call me Triple Chief. Ochuko.
Triple Chief. He don't sign out. I am not going to go. We go meet again. Monday.